APAR.
What does that mean?
Thank you. Accounts payable, accounts receivable, staff who can do both.
Run payroll.
Run payroll. They're going to also be able to invoice your clients. They're going to be able to pay your bills, and they're going to make sure your bookkeeping is done. So that's making sure the expenses that are going out of your bank, make sure they're properly categorized for you. Somebody who can do those basic functions, that is usually your first hire when at accounting. And as you start to grow, you'll maybe need a little more strategy work, and maybe you start to get a fractional controller to support some of those big decisions that you're trying to grow as a company. Maybe you need financing, and you just need a little bit more structure on what to do next. So that would be literally what I see as the progression
right.
of bringing an in-house accounting team.
This episode is called Profitable But Panicked. When your business looks good but feels broke. I feel like I could get up and leave right there. I'm going to say it one more time. Profitable but panicked when your business looks good but it feels broke. Welcome back to another episode of the Thank Me Later Show with me, your host, Jini Thornton, where we help you master your money and transform your life, transform your finances. And we're talking to all of you entrepreneurs today. So if this is your first time with us, I'm so excited that you are here. And if you have been watching me for a while, I'm super grateful. And thank you for being here. And we need you to like and share and subscribe, all of the things. And I know you're like, Jini, I might not be an entrepreneur. That's fine. Although we're talking to entrepreneurs today, there's something here for you or someone that you really care about who needs to hear this. So I want to say thank you to my dream team that is here today, Chris Hollis and Ani Anderson. I'm happy that y'all are here.
Thank you.
Y'all know we're the accounting dream team, right?
Yeah.
I receive.
Listen, people, it is a dream for people to be able to work with us. Yeah, for sure. Right. And collectively, I don't even know how many years of accounting experience is here, but it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And we have the pleasure of, certainly we work in the sports and entertainment industry, but also we get to serve entrepreneurs as a whole. You know, a lot of our entertainment clients have regular businesses. I'm using regular in air quotes. And then just to be able to guide people on this journey, because at the end of the day, y'all, it's about the money. Let's just call it what it is. And I know what you're doing. You're looking at your bank account and you're like, oh, I got enough. Oh, we doing good. And I'm like, girl, boy, you have no idea what's going on for real. So I love talking about this because as an entrepreneur, I've always felt like I've had a competitive advantage because I'm an accountant too. So I think that's kind of helped me navigate a little, differently because I see people who are crashing and burning. Y'all, they say 82% of small businesses fail due to poor cash flow management. So when I say 82%, are you surprised? I'm not either.
Nope.
So why aren't you surprised, Ani?
It's the part everybody hates. They love and hate. They love
the
money in their hand.
Right.
They hate to manage the money.
Right.
And most people don't go into business to
do accounting.
Yeah, to do accounting.
Right.
They go into business to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Right.
So yeah, exactly. So yeah.
And I've come to terms with the people who do the work that we do, or us specifically. People don't always like working with us, business owners, because it's a mirror of what's going on with them. They like us, and they know that they need us. And when they give us the opportunity to lean in with them, it can completely stand up and transform their business, though.
Can I share a secret?
Yeah.
It's your secret, though. So
Share a secret. Okay, secret. Let me hear what you got to say. What?
So Jani's company has its own set of accountants. She always has had her own set of accountants, and she's an accountant.
Girl.
She runs a business management firm, but the business management firm has its own set of accountants that do the work. Why is that?
For a few reasons. One is time. I don't feel it's the best and highest use of my time. Number two, I think there needs to be separation because I never wanted to be so cocky and confident, like, oh, I got this. So I'm the tax accountant that does not do my own taxes.
And I love that because I guess I was saying that you can and you don't, but you understand that's how the importance of it.
Oh, no question.
So people who are out here, you can get help.
Oh, for sure.
Help is out here.
You need help.
And you need help.
You need help. There's no, and it's okay with the fact that you need help because we are in business for money. Like, no, and I'm not arrogant. I feel like we're the most important people on the team.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get the marketing and legal and product development and all the other stuff. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. And we're the translators to help, businesses have the appropriate infrastructure. So yeah, I do. I know we're special. I know we're special for sure. So I'm super excited today because we have the opportunity to answer questions from entrepreneurs directly. So, people are always reaching out, help. So y'all DM, y'all email, y'all text, y'all do all the things. So we've just kind of gathered your questions together so we can respond to you and help you on your journey of entrepreneurship. And I know you did not start your business to do accounting. You don't have to have the same level of education or expertise as us, but you do have to lean in, though. You do need to have some comfortability with the numbers and understand how things work. There's no way around it to win.
I agree.
Yeah, there's no way around it. So y'all ready to jump right in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so thank you, Chris, for being willing to. Chris Williams, we got a Chris Hollis, we got a
Full
Chris
names
Williams.
here, full names.
Right? Chris, we appreciate you asking the questions for us that folks have submitted. You may go ahead and get started.
All right, first up, I'm Marlena here in Atlanta. Thank you all for having this conversation. I'm just going to come out and say it. I hate dealing with spreadsheets and numbers. If finance isn't my strong suit, what's the bare minimum I should understand and track? Do I need both an accountant and a tax advisor, or can one person do it all?
So let's unpack that in pieces. So what's the bare minimum that Marlena needs to understand and track?
Well,
I'd say income and expenses.
Okay. So what's coming in and what's going out? Okay.
what are the main drivers of your business? The top 2 to 3 expenses. Where do you spend the majority of your income to support your business?
Okay. And so I'm just going to add to one thing, what came in and what went out and what do you have? I just want to know what you got because that's going to help us decide what we can spend. Like how much money do y'all have? So, and so Chris, when you hear that though, what's the easiest way to kind of do that? And say not from your perspective of easy from the perspective of an entrepreneur who is not an accountant.
I mean, you can always export your banking transactions into Excel and look at it that way to look kind of like what your income coming in. I was about to say debits and credits are, but you can also use like softwares now. They have things that are very easy like Xero, Sage, QuickBooks. These softwares connect to your bank accounts, and your bank account, those transactions will feed in. Now there is some coding that we need to do, and by coding I mean if it's fuel, you'll put it to fuel. If it's meals, you'll put it to meals, and so forth. But that is a much easier way to do it than just writing or typing everything into a spreadsheet.
Yeah. Please don't do that in a spreadsheet. Please use the software program.
Now, if the spreadsheet is your jam, though, we do what you do because we know we have a client who will bust out 6 spreadsheets now. Like that is her jam. She loves it. It gives her comfort. Right. So you find the tool that works for you. I guess I say that to say. So the same thing doesn't necessarily work for everybody, but at the end of the day, everything that's coming in the bank, everything that's going out.
We need to summarize it.
You need to summarize it.
So it can tell a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does tell a story. Now, do you need an accountant and a separate tax person? What are your beliefs on that?
That can go either way for me. It depends on the person. And I think how big you are as
That's what I was about to say.
As a company as well, like how complex. Because as you start growing in income, you need, some different tax planning strategies.
Right.
That may be to start some separation happening at that point. But to start off with, if you can find one that does both, I think that could be efficient.
Right.
Right. Just my 2 cents on that though.
I kind of have mixed feelings about it because I like when the tax person is objective to what the books I just kind of feel like there's more oversight that way. And I know y'all know I'm actually paranoid though, because I do think there's some people who do a phenomenal job of maintaining the books and could feed that stuff right in to the tax return. But I agree, as you grow, I might want to separate that though.
And I think it might be good to know for this person, like, what is the difference between the accountant and the tax, advisor?
What are their jobs?
Because that can help them make the decision. Like,
Right.
your accountant might be more in your day-to-day, the bookkeeping, things like that. Whereas your tax, or what they call a tax advisor, some may be helping you with your strategies, and things
And
of that nature.
preparing.
And preparation, yeah.
Right.
So depending on what your needs are at this time, that could help you make the decision.
Right. Love that. All right, Chris Williams, what's our next question?
Next up, my name is Cyan. I'm based in Columbus, Missouri, and I'd love to know, how do I make time to focus on strategy when I'm stuck in day-to-day survival mode?
Fearless leader.
Yeah.
I know what Janai's going to say.
Yeah, we already know.
You have got to have a money calendar and money specific time. And I know you're like, I don't have time, but you have to make time for it. I don't know any other way to do it. Because if you don't have a set day and time, you're going to try to squeeze it in amongst other things. And then I feel like people never get to it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too, please stop acting like you're going to do it on the weekends. Who wants to do that on the weekends?
No one.
Nobody, because it feels like punishment on Saturday or Sunday. Because you much rather be at brunch, whatever, hanging out with your friends or family, whatever you have going on. You need to do it during the week, same day and same time, though. It should not be negotiable where you're going to sit down and pay your bills, look at your credit card activity, whatever's on your money list. And I think that that's how you win and you can stay current. And it's funny, if you have people working for you, when you start doing that, people sit up a little differently because they know that you're paying attention now too. Yeah. Y'all have any thoughts on that?
No, I knew that's what you did, so I wanted you to share.
Right.
And, but is there a certain time of day? Do you think morning? Do you knock it out in the morning and before your day gets started?
I'm a Monday person. I literally have an out of office on my email. Like, I'm not available.
That's a strategy.
That's a strategy
Okay,
for me.
strategy.
I'm typically Monday morning though, and people who know me know that you can't talk to me on Monday. Phone turned over, like I'm locked in and focused. So, but it took a minute to get to that point where I'm just not available, and everybody knows. Like, so I'm working, but I'm not working.
And is that personal and is that your business bills?
Both.
Is that everything?
I'm taking care of everything because it's all together for me. As an entrepreneur, I'm like, I don't know how to separate it. And so the first, second, third, and fourth Monday, I do different things. So I have a to-do list that I do. I'm like, oh, it's the first Monday, so I pay my credit cards, I pay bills, whatever. Each Monday I have a different homework assignment each Monday. And as an entrepreneur, it's been a game changer for me. And I talk to my money team on Monday too. It's brief, I'm checking in. So like you said, I'm the accountant with an accountant. Talk to her every Monday. Hey girl, what you need? What questions do you have? Okay. And that way we keep everything like humming. So I'm never behind.
I think another thing to when you talk about your money team is that also gives your team time to get answers to the questions they have for you.
Yeah, because do not email me.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't.
Or either they can call you consistently throughout the week, but when there's their set time, they know they can hold that and wait to that time, and they can get all their questions answered.
All at one time. And it's brief.
Yeah.
It's real brief, 30 minutes. Like, we're going to tap in and do what we need to do.
Yeah, as you always say.
List. Yep. So making your list.
For sure.
What you're going to do on the dedicated day and time.
Yes.
Both personal and company expenses.
No question.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything is a function of scheduling, as you always say.
What gets scheduled gets done.
Yeah.
Right there.
What gets done.
If it
Yeah,
don't
for
get
sure.
scheduled, it doesn't get done.
It does not.
And it has to be non-negotiable.
For sure. For sure. Thank y'all for that. That was good. Great question. What you got, Chris?
All right, next up, my name is Christina. I live in Baltimore and have been in business for 15 years. When should I hire help, and who do I hire first without draining my cash flow?
So we're talking from the accounting perspective, the accounting team.
Right.
So most of the time you're starting off with you're doing your own books, probably. Then you graduate, you get an outside support. Maybe that's a one-person accountant or, accounting firm that may do those things. And then you start to
Hold on. When you say you're doing the books, what does that mean?
Okay,
What
thank
does
you.
that mean?
That's next. I'm saying accounting terms.
Right.
You're the one attaching your QuickBooks to your bank account or your whatever the software maybe that you use. So you're going in and saying, I'm invoicing these clients today. I'm then going to pay these bills, kind of what we were just talking about on our money list. You normally start off as the owner doing those things first, until you grow enough to then maybe hire an outside accountant who will support you from that. But they're still not part of your team, right? They're the contractor or the agency. Then you realize you calling them a lot and you email them because you need something. You're like, wait, I got questions I need to do. And you realize you need somebody on call and on demand. You're at the point where you need to start expanding. So you need an in-house person. When invoicing becomes now part of you're spending too many hours on invoicing on accounts payable. Now you're not in your passion or your purpose in your business. It's time now to get an accountant. And I would say it's somebody who's probably part-time at that point still. Maybe APAR.
What does that mean?
Thank you. Accounts payable, accounts receivable, staff who can do both.
Run payroll.
Run payroll. They're going to also be able to invoice your clients. They're going to be able to pay your bills, and they're going to make sure your bookkeeping is done. So that's making sure the expenses that are going out of your bank, make sure they're properly categorized for you. Somebody who can do those basic functions, that is usually your first hire when at accounting. And as you start to grow, you'll maybe need a little more strategy work, and maybe you start to get a fractional controller to support some of those big decisions that you're trying to grow as a company. Maybe you need financing, and you just need a little bit more structure on what to do next. So that would be literally what I see as the progression of bringing an in-house accounting team.
And I like how she said, when should I hire? I always think about when doing the work is keeping you from making money. That's when you want to start thinking, okay, it's time for, I cannot make the money because I'm so busy trying to do the bookkeeping or I'm trying to do the payroll. At that point, I think that's when you should definitely start working on, like what Ani said, the contractor, someone that can come in and handle those things for you.
Love that. All right, Chris Williams.
All right, next up, Amanda here from Oklahoma City. I've been working with an accountant since crossing the 200,000 ARR mark last October. And my question is, how do I hold my accountant accountable even if I don't know what to ask them?
People ask me that all the time because it's like they need one, but they don't know what they're doing for real, for real. Is it right? Is it wrong? Are they doing their job? So a couple things come to mind. I'm just, again, standing in the shoes of an entrepreneur is you need to know that your books have been reconciled. Okay. And you're like, what does that mean? That all the transactions from your bank and credit card statements are actually accounted for.
In your financial records, right?
Yeah.
Like you actually.
They're all there and you've told it what it is. Like Chris said, is it a rent payment? Is it travel? Like everything is there. So they need to prove that they've been reconciled. Other thing that I would suggest that people do, y'all, is, because, all this software now, and Chris talked about QuickBooks and Xero and all the things, they can produce what's called your financial statements like this, income statement, profit or loss, what came in, what out, balance sheet, what you have. I would literally sit down and go through it with them. Like, explain this to me.
Yeah, explain that.
So don't let them just give it to you and you're like, I don't know what this means. Like, explain this to me. I like the detailed ones too, because then you can really see what's going on versus just like these upper level numbers. Their job isn't just to give it to you. Their job to me is to walk through it with you.
It's to translate the numbers into the story.
Yes.
So how is your business?
It is a story.
It's a story. Where are you spending most of your money? Comparing your income to prior months, or is it, some seasonality, seeing changes happening in your business? The numbers you're going to see the changes through the numbers for sure. And you sometimes just need help kind of walking through what that story is telling you and how you should adjust. Yeah. So I think it's mainly about being able to sit with them or have a good understanding that, like, okay, tell me what the business is saying when you look at my financials, and tell me how to look at that and see the same thing that you see.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, I think that is key. Your accountant is key. Like Jani said, show me that you reconciled it every month.
Prove that
Show
to
that
me.
to me.
Yes.
I just want to see it.
There's
Show
a reconciled report. Yes. Give me that.
Because I hate to be like, but some people don't do that.
Yeah.
I know it.
And if it's not reconciled, there's no way to confirm that everything is in the books.
Right.
That's what it's basically doing. It's making sure everything is in the books.
Yeah, that's a verification.
Yes.
Yep.
Verification. I love that word because that's really what, and you don't like.
Yeah. I just felt a little trauma. You know what I kept thinking about?
What
I kept
happened?
thinking about the entrepreneur who is just waiting for tax season to do their accounting.
Right.
You know how there's no books being maintained because people are like, that's extra. No, it is not extra. You should know every week, every month where your business stands. You're not waiting for tax season to summarize it and put it all together. It's too late.
Right.
Yeah.
So if your revenue's gone down by a certain amount, or you're spending more money on supplies or products or whatever it is, like your books are telling you a story
Yeah.
all year long.
And that's one of the things I was going to say is, a lot of times businesses don't start talking to their accountant until year end.
Right.
But I would suggest you do that much more frequently, even at minimum quarterly. Because like you said, you can catch those trends in real time versus waiting at the end of the year. Because we always, we talk about with taxes, you win on taxes during the calendar year, not afterwards.
It's too late.
So if there's any strategies or anything like that you need to be taking advantage of, you can get that information when you're speaking to your accountant on a more frequent basis.
Listen, thank you for sharing that because I'm like, come on, business owner.
Yeah.
Come on, business owner.
Yeah, I mean, at minimum, if you're just asking your accountant every week, do I owe taxes? Are there any red flags? Is there anything I need to be taking advantage of?
Did you really mean weekly or do you mean like
No,
monthly?
did I say weekly? Monthly, quarterly,
Oh, quarterly.
whatever
Okay.
works for you.
Okay.
You might feel like monthly's too much. I don't know, but at minimum, quarterly,
For sure.
you can at least be asking some of those questions.
Yeah.
And cash flow.
What does that mean?
How much your cash is going in and out of your business. So the money that you have available to pay the expenses. So if there's enough coming in, but maybe you have some timing issues. So the money's coming in the third week of the month, but you got to pay bills on the first week of the month. Now you got to make sure you got some cash in the bank before that to ensure that those bills are paid. So a lot of times accountants will also provide you cash flow analysis to kind of tell you, hey, this week gonna be short based on how the income is flowing in and where our expenses are due. So it's really good to have an idea. You should know where week to week, month to month, if you're gonna have some shortfalls and be preparing in advance, how are you gonna address those shortfalls? If you're going to contribute some more money, and that's where your accountant would start to tell you those things. Hey, we might need to go secure a lot of credit. We may be, there's some different strategies there that you can look for your accountant to support you.
I love that. All right, Chris, next question.
All right. Hey there. I'm Nydia from Brooklyn. I've organically grown my consulting practice to $400,000 since going into business in 2012. I look like I'm killing it on LinkedIn, where I've attracted most of my clients, but my QuickBooks says otherwise. What's step one to fixing this?
What does it say?
Right. What does the QuickBooks
What
say?
does it say, girl?
Right.
That's interesting.
Well, what I'm hearing though is from the outside, it looks like business is like amazing. And we see that all the time with entrepreneurs outside, no matter however you define that, whether it's through their marketing, social media, online presence.
1,000 customers or clients.
Customer, money coming in, and we have like no money. There's no money. And so that's what I'm kind of hearing. There's a disconnect there. But Ani, I just think about your skill set in trying to figure out, why is this a problem? Is it a timing issue? Is it your products or services cost too much? Are you not charging enough?
I was about to say,
there's several things that it could be, but it's not 100 things.
Yeah,
it's not
either or income or expenses. Somewhere there has to be an adjustment.
The owners
taking too much money out.
Taking too much
out of the company.
Yeah.
Huge issue.
Yes.
And growth. if you're growing, most of the time you need capital to grow, which is cash. You need money. You need to be able to spend more to grow the business. So it is not uncommon to see it in that part either. You got seasonality. Y'all know Q4 is booming for retail, but maybe Q1 is real. It's going to be a little light.
Yeah.
So how do you make those adjustments for the light period?
How do you get ready? How do you get ready? Cash flow is like doing like this, up and the down, which is not unusual though.
It's not unusual.
But you can plan for that though.
So to her point, if it looks like that, my suggestion is take a step back, and if she has an accountant or a business advisor, look at the last 3 months. Let's see what the trends are. What is your business telling you? Because it's telling you something.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to make a fix until you can see what it's telling you. So I would say you need to really be able to see your financials. And we say financials like your profit and loss statement and even like a cash flow. Very simple, in and out. What is it showing you? And how do we need to put some things in place now to make that adjustment? So do you need to cut expenses? Because maybe expenses are too high.
Yeah, because that's what I think about. You're either not charging enough or you could be spending too much money.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to fall within those two.
And you're talking about a lot of business owners, even people who do really well, who are running their business based on what they see is in the bank. That does not mean you have enough to do what you're talking about doing. Because they're like, oh, I log in. Oh, I see X amount. We're good. No, maybe not.
Gotta have visibility of
what does that really
mean?
What is to come?
What's getting ready to happen? Yeah. Absolutely. Ooh, we could talk about this all day.
And the last thing I was talking, cut you off really quickly. If you are a product business or even a service and you discount things, right? You get on the sale and you're like, well, I know I only paid $2 for said product, so I can sell it for $4 and still make a $2 profit. But what are your fixed costs?
Your other costs
that never go away. Do you have rent, utilities? Because now that sales price, you have to put in like a little markup to make sure you can cover all of your expenses. So sometimes just having a full picture view of your business.
And
I think the business owners need to spend a little bit more time with us.
Yeah.
Come hang out.
Come on. I know.
We're fine.
They say like more money equals more problems, which I feel like in some cases we should reframe that. And I think with growth is just important to have strategy with that.
Visibility and strategy.
Yes, yeah.
Those are words.
You don't want to just grow and like nothing else changes.
Right.
You're going to feel the pain of that in some kind of way.
For sure. That was good, y'all. Next question, Chris.
All right. Excuse me. This comes from Randy in Houston. He says, I'm a 32-year-old founder and owner of 2 businesses. I want to scale, but I'm scared to grow. What if more money just means more problems?
I want to scale,
perfect lead in.
But I'm scared to grow.
What I think about immediately, and we've seen this a lot, y'all, with business owners not knowing when to not knowing when to borrow money or how to put themselves in position to borrow money. And so I think people are waiting instead of saying, oh, I need to get a line of credit now, or how do I get ready to do that? And so it's very difficult to borrow money when you don't have money.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you don't have money either, because it's counterintuitive. But the bank is like, you ain't got no money. How you gonna pay us back?
Exactly.
When you're in trouble, you are a little bit late. So you definitely need some guidance on what to do. And if you don't have financials, if your stuff isn't together, your tax returns aren't together. If you can't just, when you talk to the bank, and if you within like 10, 15 minutes can't have an email drafted to them with all the stuff that they're asking you for, that's already kind of like a ding, 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 ding. That something is wrong. It literally should it should be that quick to respond to their request. That's how you know that the bank will be so impressed too. Like, oh shoot, they're together. That's very impressive to them.
It is, and and I hate to say this, but I think too we want to put like the least on the tax return. We want to pay the least amount of taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Will you
Stay
say
right
it,
there.
honey?
Because
Say it right there.
I got my own business, so I got 50, 100 million expenses with only this much
50, 100
income.
million.
And I pay 0 taxes. But now I want
Now you want to buy something.
Commercial property.
Yeah.
I want to be able to lease this space. I want to get a line of credit. And I have to now submit my tax returns. And they say I make no money.
You don't make no money. Yes.
You can't have it both ways, y'all.
No.
We have to choose. But I would say to like the scale, instead of being fearful, what I would say is be resourceful and equip yourself with some people to help you with the strategy first before you pull the trigger. So what's the vision? In scaling, does that mean more locations? Does that mean doubling your revenue? Whatever it means to you. Then what would need to happen, help strategize what would need to happen to get there.
Strategy.
Yeah.
Strategy.
So if you have the strategy on paper, maybe you work with a advisor. We talk about that all the time. You know a business owner, another advisor that you can get with. I think that's a great starting place. You don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Need some strategy, y'all.
Yeah. Ditto.
What we got, Chris?
All right, this comes from Michelle. She says, I'm a 37-year-old business owner based in Seattle. Is hiring a fractional CFO worth it if I'm not at $1 million yet?
Yes.
I would do it. I'm not saying I would make a year-long commitment.
Right.
But I think I would do it even if it's nothing but for a quarter, 3 months, just to see what I could learn.
See the value.
Just see what the value is, And I would be just very clear from the beginning, how are you going to make me better? You are going to help me do what? But I think it's an investment.
Yeah.
It is an investment. But I like your point of not committing to a full year because where you are, they may give you some great strategies you can implement on your own at that point. Maybe you just need the sounding board and that business advisor and advice. And sometimes that's really what it is, about being in that company of people who have the experience that you don't have.
You know what? We did not even define fractional CFO. What does that mean?
Oh, great question. Okay. It means having a chief financial officer, CFO, who does not work for you. They're a contractor, but they support you for, was it a piece of time? What? Give me another word, y'all.
Part-time.
Phrase.
A season, part-time. Yeah, that's a better word.
Part-time. And they may help other clients as well. So they go around and help multiple businesses, usually at the fraction of a cost, so that you can afford the expertise they have and not have to bring them in-house. That's really the biggest benefit to a business owner. Yeah. You can afford that level of skill at a fraction of the cost, which is why they really call that fractional CFO.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're growing fast or you're consistently feel like you're about to be making some consistent 6 figures or something like that, I definitely think that it's worth getting that type of level of strategy, because that's when you're going to need it. That's when you're about to start getting into that higher tax bracket and things of that nature. So that fractional CFO, is definitely a benefit and an investment.
I also think it's like going to the doctor. I'm not saying it's for people who are making $50,000 a year,
absolutely.
probably, but even if you're not like fast tracking to make a whole bunch of money, I think you could absolutely learn something just tapping in and getting some guidance from someone.
If there's something you're unsure about, you need strategies or something like that. Even if
to walk through your finances with you.
And tell you what part of the business you should be focused on if you maybe aren't focused on.
Absolutely.
Because they may see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
I think it's a great question. Love that. All right, Chris, we got a couple more.
Yep. Next up, my name is Sonia. I've been in business for the last 3 years, and my biggest operational impediment is finances. Can I just stay in my zone of genius and outsource everything?
What did I say? We don't want to talk to you if you ain't if you're not going to commit. No. We're not going to commit.
I see people running from this like it's calculus. Accounting is not math. For people, those of us who struggle, because people are like, you're good at math. Honey, you don't ever want me to help you with any calculus or trigonometry or none of that stuff. But you got to know what's happening with your business. Accounting is the language of business. Yeah. It's like how you know what's going on. What are you about to say, Chris?
I was just about to say, I interpret her question differently because, she is saying that I don't like finances, but she's like, can I stay in my genius and outsource everything? So to me, I'm like, yes, you can outsource it to an accountant or you can outsource it to this. Doesn't mean that I'm not checking in.
Staying engaged.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that.
What's our favorite phrase? You can't take your baby to the babysitter.
Oh, what I was saying. Oh, yeah. I was like, honey, why do do people would you take your kids to daycare and never come back?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. That doesn't mean that you can't. You do need to be engaged. But yes, can you outsource? Can you like engage your weakness or engage that area?
Please get the
yes, you can. But that does not mean that there's like hands off.
Right.
You know, you still have to be there. It's your money.
It's your baby.
It's your business. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to leave that. We're accountants. I tell people, don't leave it all in my hands.
Oh my
you
God.
still got to be here. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely got to still show up.
Yeah, engage.
And it can be easy to just want to release.
Yes.
It's very easy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So what advice do you have for people who are like, I don't get it. I don't want to do it. It's just too hard. It's just not natural for me. So what do you have to say to them?
This is non-accounting related, what I'm going to say. That's an internal job. It has nothing to do with your skill set. Everything to do with your internalizing, what the fears and what you feel like you can't handle. Typically, it manifests in that way. And it happens in all of our lives, right? In some way.
Whatever you're avoiding.
Whatever you're avoiding.
Right.
So you're running.
Yeah.
It's something like, maybe I should take a look inward and see what that's about.
Right.
What's triggering, because I feel uncomfortable. And when you feel uncomfortable, you typically run, you kind of run. And so I would just wanted to ask that question to you, like, what do you feel uncomfortable with and what are you willing to continue to grow through the uncomfortableness? Are you willing to grow through it?
Yeah. And I think, muscles can be developed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It may not feel natural to you right now. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you cannot get stronger in that area. You know what I mean? And get that desire. I mean, muscles can be developed. So don't think, I don't like it now. That means I cannot do nothing. You can get better in that area.
2-pound weights.
Get to 2 pounds.
Let's start.
Get the water bottle. Get the canned good. You know what I mean? I mean, even if you're meeting with someone quarterly, that's better than nothing. So yeah, muscles. I was just listening to something the other day. They were still talking about, how sometimes they feel like seniors, like, they're stuck in their ways, but there's, science coming out that they still can learn and still can, develop and grow new paths in their brain. So same here.
Love that.
Yeah. I don't think it's optional.
Yeah.
And it's.
We know you ain't got no sympathy. So.
No, I just
tell them how it is.
It's just too much. It's too much at stake. Like your life is at stake.
That's true. It's not optional.
Your whole life. But I'm just saying,
your life.
But this is how people are feeding their families.
Yeah.
This is how they're taking care of their parents. This is how they are paying their mortgage. Like, what do you mean you don't or you can't?
Or leaving a legacy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm like, how can you not engage? But I think you can show up and be like, I don't understand. I don't know what none of this means.
I like what you said. It's not option. It's like not, doing what you need to do from a health perspective or whatever it is. If you don't, eventually you're gonna reap the benefits of that, or not the benefits, but the consequences.
You can make the choice, but you can't pick the consequence.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's deep.
Don't get to choose it.
Deep. You don't get to choose it. Yeah. Lean in, y'all. Lean in. We'll help you lean in. We'll help you. All right. Last question, Chris.
All right. My name is Cherie. I'm a salon owner based in Charlotte and looking to open a second location next spring. What should I be reviewing monthly to make sure my business is actually growing profitably and make sure expanding doesn't backfire?
What you got, O&I? You with this
She's gonna
expanding.
Do me like
I'm
this,
calling out on
She's
you.
gonna
Yes.
do me like this.
How do you know you're ready to expand financially, not just like psychologically? Like, what are you looking for?
What am I looking for? I want to know, have you maximized the income at your current location? Sometimes, not to say that you aren't ready to expand, but could you get any more income out of that existing location? Because those costs are already fixed. And when you move to a new location, now you're talking about staffing, a whole nother building, lease, a build out, whatever those things look like. To me is, have I maxed out this space? Have I used every is every booth filled? The maximum number of hours filled in those booth spaces. I would start there. And what is the percentage they're full based on the year? Is that over 70, 80? Because if you're only 70%, to me, you're not ready to expand yet. Mm-hmm. You can grow that existing space and not incur the cost.
Right. So what I hear you saying is you can make more money by not spending more money, is Correct. What I hear you saying.
And just making sure that you have really tapped that one source before you go commit to a
doubling, essentially.
Doubling.
If not more, your
not
expenses.
More.
Right.
Correct.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. To me, that's step one.
Is there any type of research or something that an individual would do before they, determine what location or property or whatever it is they're going to get into?
Oh, I think absolutely. So, what area, are you going to be profitable? Is your
customer there?
The analysis, right? Yeah. So when you are ready to, your cost benefit analysis, how much is it going to cost to rent the space, to build the space, to employ the people? How long is it going to take me to break even? What will my client volume have to be? How long if I got nobody for the first 6 months?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because that's going to let you know the capital that you need or the cash that you need. Flow. Whether it's you've saved it up and you've gotten a partner, you've gone to the bank to get, you've done some level of funding. But you need to know every single cost and be able to have at least probably that first year, if not 8 months, already stashed away so the business can grow.
Yeah, because it always takes more time than you think, and it costs more than you think. And can you survive, thrive, not just survive, but thrive during that time, and not jeopardize your current location,
your first location,
trying to grow.
Exactly.
And that's why I think my first step was.
So it sounds like you need some cash built up, stacked up.
Or going to get capital.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're definitely not against that, so using it wisely.
Yeah.
That you can sustain it.
Well, I appreciate y'all sharing, and we have to figure out the magic formula of helping people not be afraid and to, have a whole different mindset and even excitement about this, because this is the path to winning. This is the path to real money. And when people kind of glaze over, and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, lean in.
It's the path to real success.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Period.
It doesn't matter how successful you are out there if it's not in the bank account.
No.
To me, that's the real success.
Period. Mm-hmm. Yeah, period.
And staying and being profitable, the money coming in, but you have nothing to show for it in 3, 5 years, 8 years.
Right.
What
was all this work
was
for?
It worth?
Right. Y'all kind of gotten ahead because I was going to ask you to finish this sentence. So if you blank, you will thank me later. If an entrepreneur does what? They will thank you later.
Meet with their accountant quarterly.
Oh, shoot. You will thank us later if you do that. What is yours, Ani? If an entrepreneur does blank, they will thank us later.
Engage a business advisor or accountant, even just in a conversation consistently.
Love that.
You'll thank you later.
And my advice is, if you have that set committed money time that no matter what is going on, that you lock in, even if you have no idea what you're doing and you hate it and it makes you real sad at the beginning, you will thank me later if you do that.
And if you don't have anyone that you can reach out to, you can always reach out to the Thank Me Later community.
For sure.
We're here to, provide any type of support whenever we can, we're passionate about this. Yeah. We've seen people do it great. We've seen people do it wrong. And we want everybody to win. Right. So the Thank Me Later community is here.
Yeah, for sure. And we're here to absolutely guide you on your entrepreneurial journey because we want y'all to win for sure. So please lock in with us. You can certainly connect with the Thank Me Later community. And go to thankmelatermoney.com. We have a ton of content within the community, also on YouTube, other episodes on entrepreneurship and accounting and tax and all the things to help you set up and be successful. Please engage with us on social media, Thank Me Later, and also me personally. You can see all that stuff below. And share. We really need y'all to share this with the entrepreneurs in your life who are out here who really want to win, or you're like, ooh, I see them over there crashing and burning. Lord, let me go ahead and help these folks out. So thank you, Ani and Chris, for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Wonder Accounting Women.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, it's been fun.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, this is sure. Yeah, and so entrepreneurs, we got you. Looking forward to working with y'all more in the future. Thank y'all for checking in. See you next episode.